Once upon a time, there was a little boy and an old man who went for a bicycle ride. The little boy's mother waved goodbye and told him to be careful and come back soon as the little boy and the old man rode off. The old man had told stories of riding into a fantasy land, and the little boy wanted to see it. The old man had told stories of seeing giant eyeballs, and the little boy certainly wanted to see that. So they took off from the old man's home. They rode along the path that the old man had ridden many times before. The old man often had trouble riding the path, but with the little boy helping him along, he was able to travel without any difficulty. They went up hills and down hills. They finally came to the crossroads that would take them into the fantasy land. They hesitated for a bit before they went into the fantasy land. Did they want to continue? Should they turn back? As they looked into the fantasy land path, the little boy said they should go forward, and so they did. As they approached the deep hole, they looked at each other and smiled. They entered the fantasy hole and were spun around and around. They were stretched and squished. And they came out on the other side. But everything was blurry and it began to snow. Finally, everything began to clear up and it was back to normal, except they were in the fantasy land. As they traveled along, they entered more Klybonic holes that turned them upside down. They also encountered the world of the tiny planet, which they had to ride very carefully in order not to fall off into the abyss. They crossed tiny streams and raging rivers. They went into deep canyons where they met some people returning from their adventure. and over grasslands filled with strange animals. They continued to ride through the fantasy land, but they were still being affected by the strange distortions. They again had to enter the land of the tiny planet, where they were thrown upside down. As they got closer to the entrance of the giant eyeball home, they once again entered the tiny planet dimension. And then they could see the entrance to the home of the giant eyeball. They passed through the entrance and stopped at the stick pile, which the giant eyeballs used to build fires to keep warm. They hid behind the stick pile and looked around.
Sometimes I can find some in there, over there where that trash can is.
And then the little boy saw a giant eyeball. He could hardly believe his own eyeballs. He had heard the old man talk about the giant eyeballs, but he wasn't sure it was true. But now he could see them for himself. The old man encouraged the little boy to walk forward toward the giant eyeballs. As they approached, the giant eyeballs were very still. As the old man and the little boy got closer, the giant eyeballs looked at each other, wondering what was going on. They had seen the old man before, but they had never seen a little boy, so they were very still and not moving an eyelash. The little boy thought the giant eyeballs were very cute and wanted to be friends with them. He walked forward to see if they would allow him to pet them. After the little boy petted the giant eyeball, the old man told the little boy that they should leave the giant eyeballs alone so they wouldn't be scared.
Sometimes when they get scared, they just disappear.
And we scared them?
Well, they're not scared of us, I guess.
What if I said food?
Yeah, I don't know. Try it.
Boo!
Yeah. They don't move much. Okay.
And where are their mouths?
Hmm?
Where are their mouths?
I don't know if they have a mouth.
And how do they bite?
I don't know if they do. Well, are you ready to go back?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. We'll let them be to themselves. Well, we have a dog with us. With me, and that Rover dog probably scared them. They might be afraid of dogs.
Let's go get that one alive.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Let's go. Go ahead, you go first. When you get to the end, stop because it's a street.
As they were returning from the giant eyeball home, they triggered a Chopinal flash, and it transported them back to the old man's home and the little boy's mother. The little boy was very happy to have been with the old man and was very anxious to tell his mother all about his adventure. The little boy looked at the old man and smiled. The old man smiled back.